It's exactly 8 after the hour, 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. It's Football Wednesdays, and the voice that you just heard now is a man that I had a conversation with a little bit earlier today. That particular sound clip coming from Mahlatsi Mpahlele, we'll be speaking to him in a bit. But Hugo Bruce, the coach of Bafana Bafana, speaking there in particular about Kaizer Chiefs. No players from Kaizer Chiefs have made the national team yet again, and that was his response to that. Welcome to it. It's Sports Not Amplified with Andile. I am Andile Ncube. There's currently a game underway. Sundowns taking on Polokwane City. 2-0. Ribeiro with a double here. 2 goals in this game for Ribeiro. The first one, a penalty in the first half. Quickly in the second half, Sundowns doubling it with Ribeiro again. It's 2-0. 51 minutes played. I'll keep an eye on this game for you. There are, of course, games a little bit later on this evening as well that you can catch in the DStv Premiership. Richards Bay taking on Sekhukhune United. Stellenbosch take on Kaizer Chiefs. AmaZulu take on, that one is cancelled actually. That match is no longer. Then you've got Chippa United Royal AM. You've got, the big one that we're all going to be watching because of our conversation, of course, with the coach, Sean Bartlett. You've got Moroka Swallows taking on Cape Town Spurs. That game there, a huge match at 7:30. Our conversation this evening is going to be with Njabulo Blom. He hasn't made it into Hugo Bruce's national team, but we haven't spoken to him since the last time we spoke to him here. He was on his way to America. He's arrived, he's settled in America. So what now? So we'll speak to the man himself, St. Louis City midfielder, Njabulo Stopper Blom, about his time in America, how he settled in America, and of course, missing out on Hugo Bruce's squad. But we take a quick break. When we come back, he's already ready for us. We'll go straight to Mahlatsi Mpahlele of Prime Sports with Mahlatsi to speak all things national team. Welcome to it. It's 12 after the hour 6. It's the Mighty Metro FM. This is Sports Not Amplified with Andile. 2 conversations of importance we're going to be having. The first one is with Mahlatsi Mpahlele. Prime Sports with Mahlatsi is where you can catch him. He was with us a little bit early on when we spoke to the coach, Hugo Bruce. He was part of the press conference hosted by SABC Sport, an exclusive to SABC Sport with myself hosting the coach alongside Velile Mnyandu. And, the coach read out the squad. I'm sure you've seen it. We've posted it as well. It is out there. And he fielded questions thereafter. Mahlatsi was part of the conglomerate of media that questioned the coach. Mahlatsi, thank you so much for talking to us and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I think this is my debut. I hope it's a good one.
It is your debut. Welcome.
Yeah, I don't know what has happened, taking so long. Thank you very much.
I don't know a player that has been chased as much as you were chased. You reminded me of Shaka Zulu back in the day. But nonetheless, Mahlatsi, well, I'm glad you're finally here. You and I were part of the media conglomerate. I was hosting the coach. Yeah. You had an opportunity to talk to him. You had an opportunity now to look at the squad. What is your first impression on the 23-man squad for 4 games? Because he said all 4 games is going to keep the same squad that Hugo Bruce has chosen.
Yeah, well, I guess not too many. And others, firstly, thank you very much for inviting me and good afternoon to the listeners. Not too many surprises, to be honest. Bar the injuries, this is pretty much the best we've got. We don't have a line on Messi or Mbappe hiding somewhere around the world who we can call. This is the best that we can get for now. And really looking at the team that the coach has been able to assemble, I'm quite happy, or largely happy. I think it's a team that, with good preparation, it's a team that with the guys going out there, with intent, they can be able to sort of do what is expected of them. Of course, when the national team is called, whenever it's called, there will always be varying opinions about who should be in, who should be out, and stuff like that. But the coach can't please everybody. I think what should happen now is to rally behind these guys and allow them to prepare and let them go out there, go take on Namibia and Congo DRC and see what they can do. This is quite a critical period for this team because the bigger picture obviously is looking at preparing for the World Cup. I mean for the Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast next year.
And the World Cup qualifiers, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and the World Cup qualifiers are coming. So I'm quite.
Your call has been placed on hold.
Oh boy, Mahlatsi placing us on hold there. We'll take it back to Timmy and then come back with it. If you missed the squad, of course, it is available, like I said, online. It's 23-man squad. I'm not going to read the entirety of it out, but the players that aren't available for this team are mostly due to injury. The big exclusion that many asked about, of course, was Uhlongwane, who plays in the United States at some point neck and neck with Lionel Messi as far as the scoring charts is concerned. He is injured, unavailable to play, and the coach says he had a conversation with him last night and he was able to tell him to say, you know what, relax, get back into fitness first and then we'll take it from there. This is the national team that he's selected. What are your thoughts on it? But more than anything, Mahlatsi was the one that took the question to him about Kaizer Chiefs. Not a single player, although there were some players that did make the larger squad. Once he cut it down to 23, not a single player from Kaizer Chiefs. I don't know if this is the thing. Maybe, when you look at South African culture over the years, you've always had Kaizer Chiefs players, dominant Kaizer Chiefs players always available in the national team. But it is a question that was asked, and he did answer it, and we played you that clip. Mahlatsi, what did you make of Hugo Bruce answering the Kaizer Chiefs question?
Yeah, the Kaizer Chiefs is quite an emotive issue. Honestly, I guess, you don't want to sound a little bit disrespectful, especially coming from me or lastly even maybe from you. When you look at the club, the brand, and obviously the owner of the club, chairman, Mr. Kaizer Chiefs. But the one thing that I've always liked about the coach, Hugo Bruce, is that he speaks his mind.
Very frank, yeah.
He's very frank about issues, and unfortunately, I largely agree with him. Chiefs have not been chiefs, so to speak, for the last while now. We just need to look at the fact that they are probably nearing 10 years now without having anything of significance. That's not good enough for a club as big as they are. You just need to look at the way they've started this season. They've got 4 points from 4 matches for a big club. That is just not acceptable. I know it's still early. There's every possibility that they may turn fortunes around and going in the league. It's possible, even though it's an outside chance.
At some point. Sorry, Mahlatsi. At some point when I heard the question and the answer, I asked myself, is it really relevant to ask about Kaizer Chiefs in particular? There's so many teams in the DStv Premiership that you can ask about. Then I remembered, and the coach also says that it is an expectation from such a big team. It is a stature and a standard that Kaizer Chiefs themselves have set up and put there. And this is a standard to which we are all now aligning by. And then I thought to myself, the journalist who asked the question, maybe not such a bad question after all. It's not malicious in any way.
Mm. Yeah, well, actually, I'm the one who asked the question to the coach. And the reason why I asked the question was because we don't even have a single player from Kaizer Chiefs in this kind of spot. He's not happening for the first time, in the last while. That shows that the decline that the team has been in. Back in the day when you and me were still, young in this field, Kaizer Chiefs would always, almost every time, have more players than any other team because it was the performing team, it was the winning team, it was a brand that was thriving at that time, and those things are not happening at the moment. And they don't have a player in there, and the coach was very frank to say, having looked at them closely with an analytical eye of a coach, and he doesn't feel that there's any of the Chiefs players who can come into this team and help the team with whatever they're trying to do. And there is a real possibility of an embarrassment there that we may actually have a situation where if a Bafana squad is picked to go to a tournament, there's not even a single Chiefs player, unless there is a significant improvement from the club, from the way they are performing between now and the team for the Cup of Nations is called up. So it's very, very disappointing. They have not been themselves. Sundowns have dominated, and to a lesser extent, Pirates. But Pirates sort of did something last year by winning the double last year. But even themselves, Pirates did their way, to be honest, and leave themselves in the middle. They've allowed Sundowns to dominate while they're still around. And for two big teams like this to be dominated by one team, it's not good. But the Pirates, you can sort of excuse them because they are winning at the moment. They are sort of picking up form, even though Sundown remains the team to beat in the league. But yeah, the reason why I asked the question was to say, but no, if we don't have players in this squad from this big team, what does it mean? And he responded the way he responded. And frankly, also from my point of view, I really, really do agree with him. Chiefs needs to start picking up. Chiefs needs to start being more and more relevant. Chiefs needs to start winning things so they can produce plus the national board.
Last one, I know you've got to go because there is live matches that you're going to be catching up on and reporting on. So before I let you go, I'm about to speak to Njabulo Blom all the way in St. Louis in the USA. He didn't make the squad. Coach Hugo Bruce went on to try and explain, or rather to explain why he didn't make a squad. What do you think of Njabulo Blom's exclusion?
Yeah, also the issue of the US was touched on. I mean, I also asked the question again, linking it with the Kaizer issue to say, that we think that, our guy is going to get the squad with him for business. Let's look at it this way. You have Bongo, the one who has been there now, this is the second season. Our guys, when they go there with the thing of saying they want to use it as a stepping stone to go to Europe. If that is happening, and when it's not happening. In my humble opinion, I don't think the American League is the strongest league. It's the strongest league out there. I would rather have a player playing in the first division in England, to be honest with you, which is highly, highly competitive. If you find a club that is competing to be promoted to the Premiership, you can be playing top football, all the season and playing in the US. But let's not be too harsh on the guys. I think we always complain that guys are not going overseas. So what I would love to see happening more and more and more is our guys going to the US, spend one season there, and use it as a stepping stone to go to the to Belgium, to Portugal, to France.
That's it. I got to stop you there. Got to stop you there. 23 after the hour 6. Remember, we're taking your calls at 18:45. Njabulo Blom still to come. We're speaking about him, to him about all things Njabulo Blom, really. Thank you so much to Mahlatsi Mpahlele. He's going to go now and watch the games and report on them. Do catch him on Prime Sports with Mahlatsi. 2-0. 66 minutes have been played between Sundowns Football Club and Polokwane City at the moment. This result, of course, will go a long way to affecting what is at the moment looking like a bit of a runaway from Sundowns. At the end of this match, they'll be sitting on 18 points with 6 matches played. Arrows will be quick behind them with 10. SuperSport with 10 as well. There are still matches to be played, of course, today, and we'll see how those go. Talk to me. 1845 086 000 2160. What are your thoughts on all the conversation around Bafana? The players picked, what the coaches had to say about those that weren't. He was asked a question by Mahlatsi. You heard me ask Mahlatsi the relevance of asking that question, and he answered that. So let's go for it. There's a good question being asked to say, but why are Chiefs players selected based on? Because if you look at Burnley, yes, there's a handful of games that have been played, but Burnley, I think, are lying in 17th or 18th in the Premier League. Yet Lyle Foster's in the team. So why select Chiefs or comment on Chiefs players holistically instead of the individual player? We'll tackle all of that come the hour. I do believe, though, we have the man of the hour on the line. Njabulo Blom now joins us. He's having his American boy era. Njabulo.
Sure, good man.
Hey, I'm not sure if Mankpek have a picture. Man, where's Lala or remodel Lomuntu? Because, yay! The upgrade is real.
Yeah, it was just a photo shoot.
Oh no, you're looking good, man. You're looking healthy. You're looking like you're enjoying yourself. How's the US?
Yeah. No, so far so good, big man. I've been enjoying my stay here so far, and yeah, I'm taking one day at a time. So yeah, I'm enjoying every moment.
And how's the adaptation? Because, I mean, it's a completely new world and new culture. How have you adapted?
Yeah, I think the guys, my teammates and the technical team, they really did a good job for me to, adapt a bit quick, because sometimes when you move to, a different country and you're all alone, you get frustrated and you sad and stuff. You miss home. But they've tried to make it home for me. So I really, really appreciate my teammate and the technical team and everyone around the team.
And how would you describe the differences in life there in general? I mean, you're a soccer player playing in one of the most watched leagues in the world at the moment because of course, the insertion of Lionel Messi and the likes that have come into it. What is the life of a soccer player in the U.S. right now?
To be honest, you can see that like people are starting to pay attention to soccer now. I mean, even us here, like in St. Louis, like whenever you walk around, people are starting to notice us because like we're doing so well, winning games. So I can say that soccer is really becoming like one of the best sports in the US so far. Obviously, because of like the players that are coming now, Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets, yeah.
You had an opportunity to play against Miami, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. But I did.
But
no, I was about to say, but yeah, they didn't have all the
stars yet.
Now, Messi, Busquets, yeah.
How big is the difference between you playing Miami then? I think you guys beat them 3-0. They were still struggling at the time. And when you look at the post Messi, not only just Miami, but the league as well, like you're saying, there seems to be an energy around it. When you look at, and also, Njabulo, I asked this because we watch the clips and we don't get the entire game all the time. So we watch what we watch, and it just looks like for a Lionel Messi, a Busquets, it just looks so easy. Like, hi man, what is the level of this league really?
Man, if you look at like Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets, and Jordi Alba, look at where they were playing, their experience of football. Obviously, like it's gonna be easy for them because they've been around the world. They've played difficult games, Yeah, but I might say like the Miami team have changed so far since Messi and Busquets have arrived. They've been doing very well, and they just won a cup here. So I think they're a much better team now.
You've played your whole career and your whole life here in South Africa. You move now, and you know the level here. You know where we are here. You know where South African football is in terms of how tough it is, how technical it is, how flamboyant it is at times. In comparison, comparing yourself now in the league that you know and the best players in South Africa with your league there, the best players there, minus the guys that have come from Europe now. Where would you place us versus them?
I mean, obviously, there is like a slightly different in terms of like the intensity and like the tactics and obviously like a lot of things. So I think we're not too far behind, but like there is slightly a difference, to be honest.
But so that league is slightly ahead of us, you think?
Yeah, that's what I think. That's my opinion.
No, of course, it can only be from your opinion.
I think South Africa. Yeah.
Okay. Are you keeping in touch with anything in South Africa, or you're just too focused on what you're doing at the moment?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, in terms of the games here, the football here, the DSTV. Just Ebola.
Oh, yeah, I do. yeah, I do watch games. Yeah, I do watch games. Yeah. So I do keep in touch with the football back home.
The U.S. is known for amazing facilities, but you come from probably one of the best facilities, if not the best, as far as the South African team is concerned, the Kaizer Chiefs village. How far ahead are you guys in terms of facilities and in terms of technology used in the game? When you get there and you're training and you're in your village, whatever the St. Louis village is, how far apart are those two things? I just want to know the culture shock of arriving into a system like that, or is it, I'm used to this, I come from the village?
Yeah, I think obviously the facilities at the village, they're like obviously beautiful, they're nice, But like when you come here, it's obviously like a different world, and it's like when you look at the country, it's like a more advanced country, it's like a developed country. So obviously there will be like a lot of like
advanced stuff like technology, like obviously how they maintain the fields, how they maintain like everything around the facility. So I would also say there is a difference also, to be honest.
And things like that, of course, go a long way to improving you as a player. Are you feeling, are you looking, are you thinking, I'm getting what I came here for. I'm getting improvement. I feel better. I look better. I'm learning a lot more.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, like so far I've learned like a couple of things, and I'm improving as a player. I'm getting better each and every game. So yeah, to be honest, I'm happy, and I'm learning and growing as a player.
17 games, 12 starting 11, 5 from the bench. Are you, and I asked this because I spoke to Hugo Bruce a little bit earlier when I hosted him, exclusively with the SABC, and I said to him, Njabulo Blom, and he said, inconsistency in the squad, inconsistency, how he's in and out. I do know that you had 2 times when you've had an injury soon after you'd arrived. I think it was just after the Charlotte game that you had an injury and you missed Portland and San Jose. And then once again, just before Cincinnati, you didn't play that game after Seattle, was another 3 games out. How are you doing, and how are you settling in, and how are you as a player if Hugo's watching and saying, I'm not sure about his consistency in the team?
Can you repeat that question again? I didn't get like a few things.
Hugo Bruce, let's start here perhaps, Njabulo. You didn't make the squad. You were part of the bigger list. You didn't make the 23-man squad. How do you feel about that?
I mean, we have like so much quality back home, to be honest, and everyone that's in the national team, they deserve to be in the national team. The competition is there, like it's very healthy. And obviously, like I look at this as like I have to like improve a certain thing as a player, you know. I have to like work on myself also. But to be quite honest, the guys that are there, like they deserve to be there. They're doing well. They are quality players. So yeah, man, obviously I'm disappointed because everyone wants to play for the national team. But when you look at the quality that's there, like you don't have to like you can't do anything as a player, to be honest.
The reason given by Hugo Bruce when I spoke to him, and this is what I was saying earlier, was the fact that he says you are not consistently playing enough in your team. You're in and out of the team. He doesn't see you in every single game. I do know that you've had 2 injuries, though, that have affected you missing about 5 games.
Yeah, like I don't know about that, but after the injury, I've been playing games. It was only like last cup game where I didn't play because of had a groin injury, and then I played against Austin, which is it was our first game after a break, and then the last game I didn't play because I was
against
suspended.
Orlando, yeah.
So, against Orlando, yeah. So because I was suspended, so I don't really know about it.
You missed the game against Los Angeles as well.
Los Angeles, LA.
Yeah.
No, I was playing against LA.
Did you play in that game? And the game against Nashville?
Nashville, that's the cup game I'm talking about.
Oh, is that the one you missed?
Groin injury. I came on second half, yeah.
So then you are consistent. You are playing. You are getting your 90 minutes in.
Yeah, I'm playing consistently and I'm getting my game time here.
Well, I mean, that's good to know. And perhaps this is something that Hugo Bruce can look out for. And, maybe in the future then we'll be seeing you in that national team. You going to the U.S. has always been a part of a bigger plan of yours, to play there, but with a back in the mind, a dream to go to Europe. Are you seeing a lot of players in that league transitioning and going to Europe where you can say, okay, cool, the eyes of Europe are here?
Yeah, so far since I've been here, I've seen a couple of players moving to Europe. So since I've been here, I wouldn't say it's a lot of guys. I've seen a few players moving to Europe. So I think it's also like a good thing. It shows that people like are watching the MLS league, like the scouts scouters in Europe. So I think players do go to Europe from the MLS. So far, I've seen like a couple of players going to Europe.
You know, I wondered, because we have a culture here in South Africa of secrecy when it comes to our money, our finances. It's a little bit different when you get to America. Your salary gets posted. We all get to see exactly how much the team is paying Jabul. That's not going to be something that you are comfortable with, Jabul.
Yeah. I'm really not comfortable with that. But at the end of the day, it's not, I can't do anything about that. Like, it's part of the rules here, and so I really can't do anything. But it's something that till today I'm not comfortable with.
Why?
I think, I think some things, like, it's just like, it's not really, I don't think there's a reason of any kind, but it's just like, I prefer like something to be private as a person, you know, like I don't like my business to be like out there. So salary is one of those things. Yeah, salary. Salary is one of those things where like it needs to be private.
And siya converter, boy. Siya converter. Sithi yay.
Yeah, so I prefer honestly my salary to be like private.
Yeah, and I mean, I wish for you, because I do know you are a very private person. We spoke a little bit earlier about adaptation. The US is going to be an easy one. The food there, not too far from the food that we eat here. The social life, the language is a little bit easier as well. I can imagine all those things made it a lot easier for you to settle in. Now, you know, you're a poster boy as well, but you've got charming good looks. I'm like, hey, my daughter, Njabulo Blom.
Yeah, like as I said earlier on, I think I now feel for the guys that like play like in different countries where we have to speak like a different language, you know, because it was like very difficult for me to adapt in a country where like we have a lot of similarities with them in South Africa, you know. So I can only imagine the guys that play in France, some other countries that they speak like a different language. So I might say like, yeah, we do have a lot of similarities, and also as I mentioned earlier on that my teammates and the technical team, they made things a bit easier for me, you know.
What is the current standing of the log at the moment?
So we we first on the log.
So the match against Dallas, you guys win that?
Are you asking me if we're gonna win the game?
I'm saying if you guys win that match against Dallas, because you're sitting on 44 points at the moment. You've got Dallas up next. LA is just behind you on 40. You could clinch the league in the next match, is it not? Or the conference, Western Conference.
Yeah, I think if we win, I don't think we clinch the league, but I think if we win today's game, it depends on how LAFC play, and then we stand a good chance of like winning the league, and then obviously we still have a bit more games to play. So yeah, we'll see how it goes today, but we are prepared for today's game.
That's going to be an amazing feeling. First season, you got St. Louis sitting at the top, 14 wins this season. You know, the 44 points that have been gunned up, and you look at the goals against as well. I mean, this is something that you'd be looking at. The team has just generally done well with you in it. It's got to be a great thing to know that you could be lifting a trophy in your first season.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. We've worked so hard with the guys at training. It's a great feeling. Obviously, for like an expansion team to like make history, the first team to like obviously be on top of the log since I think since 19 something, or since the MLS has started. I'm not sure about the details, but yeah, like it's great to be like be part of the history and part of the guys, part of the team.
You've got Makanya, you've got Hlongwane, you've got Mailula, who are all now playing in that league, do you guys as South Africans get to see each other? Do you get to talk? Do you get to, I don't know, hang out? Do you get to fly into the city and be like, hey, Nyeza?
No, I don't think that's going to be possible because the distance from each state to another state is a bit long. So it's like 4 hours, 3 hours. So we don't get time to hang out. But I do talk to Bongogusi. I do talk to Cassius. I do also talk to Ncube in Tabeleng. So we do talk on social media often.
But it's you guys gonna see each other if you get picked to be in the national team or if you come back, because it can't happen when you're there.
Yeah, and also when we play against each other, we get to talk and talk about the game, talk about the USA in general, the league, the culture and everything.
Oh, so when you go into each other's cities, then at least it's better.
Yeah, then we get to it's not a lot, but it's better than nothing, we get to talk and talk our home language.
Njabulo, listen, man, this call was just to check up on you, but also to wish you luck for it's tomorrow for us, but it's tonight's game for you today. Because it's a big one. If you guys win this, chances are, the league is yours. And we just wanted to say all the best. We wish you luck, and we're hoping that you clinch it. And of course, keep working, because Hugo said to me he is watching, and he'd love to have you back in the national team. Whatever it is that he's looking for, I hope you're able to provide.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the call, Andile. And I would like to wish the guys good luck for the games for the games ahead.
Njabulo Blom, appreciate it. A man that could be, I think, the first South African to be a league winner in the MLS. It's 18:43. Lebohang Maboy of Mamelodi Sundowns getting a red card at the moment with just a couple minutes to go. It's still 2-0 and they lead. Well, it's about time that we take your calls. But firstly, let's have a hear and listen at what Hugo Bruce has had to say over the last, when was it? It was early this morning, 12 o'clock, over the last couple of hours about the national team selections. Perhaps we start with what he had to say about Kaizer Chiefs, who played it a little bit earlier. Here it is again.
Lebo was not playing in Strasbourg, and this is for me an important reason to take a player, because when you don't play, you don't have the rhythm of the game. But now, last season already a few times, so we start again to look a little bit more closely to him. And now, in the beginning of the season, he played the whole game, he scored, and he's the type of striker we don't have. He's tall, he's powerful, it's not. We don't have that same type, so therefore we called him now, and he deserves it. And he will have his minutes to play and prove that he can be a member of the Bafana family.
So that was the wrong one. That was Lebo Mutiba, the coach Hugo Bruce, speaking about him. Here he is now speaking about goalkeeper Peterson. Peterson at Kaizer Chiefs?
Yes, not bad, but he has his weak moments sometimes in the game, and for a keeper, this is very dangerous to have those weak moments.
What are your thoughts? Let's hear from you. Let's take your voice notes now, and then your calls.
This is Sport Night Amplified with Andile.
Coach at Cape Town Spurs, Coach Sean Bartlett now joins us. Coach, not such a stable entrance into the DStv Premiership for you and your side.
No, not at all. I think there's a lot of factors involved, and it's not making excuses. But the best case scenario for this club would be 14th place.
I wonder what that does to the psyche of the players. And I don't want to say low balling that is, but it is quite low.
That's the realistic part as far as the squad is concerned.
Sean Bartlett magathi now amagemeni I think ayi4 asedlaliwe ufuna ukuba number 14 already lo muntu uvika izembe. They might as well just pack the bags and go back, because if ucoach uthi ufuna ukuba number 14 ngalesikhathi there's nothing abayidlalelayo.
Let's take Peter in Brits very quickly.
I think that the town has been already through.
He says it's being realistic.
I think he's gonna be fired anytime soon.
This is Sport Night Amplified with Andile. We gon' get connected. WhatsApp the Metro FM studio. 060-552-7303.
Good evening, this is King Emmanuel Raskhalaye at the Landsfante. Andile, fully agree with our coach Hugo Bruce. At the moment, there's no Kaizer Chiefs player that deserves a call-up. regardless of how bad Chiefs is doing now. But yeah, there'll still be a time, there'll still be a room for any Kaizer Chiefs player who will be doing well. This season is not yet completed. There's still gonna be some more changes in our squad. So let's just wish our Bafana boys all the best.
Coach Hugo Bruce play. Kule squad lesi asichuzile play. So nayiso mara blame ukuthi he didn't pick any player at Kaizer Chiefs. A big team like Kaizer Chiefs, performance is not really impressive. So a big team like Kaizer Chiefs, even me, if I was a coach, Bafana, there was no player I could take a Kaizer Chiefs. So I'm not in play, Michel.
Andile, Jimmy Maga the busy corner of Motse, La Para La Para. Andile, or one of the player of the Chiefs, there is a say you remember that show you our big team in South Africa, but I perform me, but I drop it. That's why the players are not go squatting. So I wonder how Kaizer Chiefs team, Jimmy Maga the busy corner of Motse, but Dango.
Andile, our football will not go forward. When the national team has to play, you have to mention this team players. Why don't we focus on the national team? Even the fans now, Namachinis now, so much they're doing this thing of saying this team, that team. Let's focus on the national team.
That's the same one. Let's go to the next one.
Good evening, Andile. It's Casimir and Meros Aki.
Hey.
I truly support what the coach said about Kaizer Chiefs. I think Kaizer Chiefs, nowadays it's a joke. It's one of the biggest club in the country, but the way they are operating, I think it's not up to the standard.
And mind you guys, he didn't just speak about Chiefs. Matlati did ask him the question on it, and he responded to a direct question about it.
Yeah, Andile is Mandela here in Deep Blue. Maybe I'm a slow learner. I don't understand that type of a question. That type of a question. I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan. It doesn't matter for me as long they call the right players. It's not about Kaizer Chiefs. I don't know what Kaizer Chiefs Kaizer Chiefs corner in everything. In so many questions you can ask about the squad, about the team. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I angas.
Angeles as well.
Even in the team at the studio, I'm really puzzled by the reasoning of Hugo Bruce. Njabulo Blom is not consistently playing. That's why he's not selected. In the very same position, there is Obas. We're not even talking inconsistently. We're talking not him playing. Like I'm saying, the guy must just select his own players that have been loyal to him and giving him results, and stop justifying the reasons, because his reasons are very vague every time he tries to justify.
I appreciate it. Let's check now.
Andile, good evening, my brother, and all Metro FM listeners worldwide. What I like about Hugo Bruce is you cannot predict him, and playing for a certain team doesn't guarantee you a place in Hugo Bruce's national team, like Njabulo Blom and Kaizer Chiefs players. Just because they won one game, then it guarantees them to the national team. Nope. It's Moses Mukwena Amukogwela. Thank you.
Right.
Andile,
let's go to the calls now. We've got Peter out in Brits wants to speak about the Bafana selection. I've got a feeling that that's going to be the tone of all the calls that we have. Peter.
My man.
Hey.
How's it?
No, good. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm good. No, but the selection for my side is it's very, very much good, But the only thing that we're facing in a South African football fraternity, it's like we mix politics and football,
What do you mean?
Whenever there is something, whenever the selection always happens now. Because of there is no Kaizer Chiefs player. That's where we start to raise some questions of why. Andile, at Kaizer Chiefs now, if you were a coach of Bafana, which player will you pick up then? argument's sake.
I mean, I'm not and I won't be, but maybe you can tell me, is there a player worth picking up?
No. So far there is no any player that is doing good.
But do you think the question to be asked, and particularly picking on Kaizer Chiefs, was fair?
Which player do you think he qualifies for Bafana selection? For my side, no one.
Okay. No, Peter, out in Brits, thank you so much. Let's go to Donald in Bryanston. Donald.
Andile, how are you?
Donald doing?
I've had some call about Kalang.
Hey, welcome to it. We appreciate it. Let it not be the last.
No, they aren't the best.
Well, you have the opportunity. Make it count.
Yeah, I'm saying the selection. I'm actually happy with the selection. The only thing is one issue is the preliminary round, like picking 3 players from Chiefs and not even I'm making it. I think e.t.c we are qualifier for Bafana. I think we need his kind of play. I'm not saying they should pick a Kaizer Chiefs player, but I'm saying e.t.c deserve. They're actually doing Chiefs a favor to build their team, man. It's actually disturbing them if they want players to be picked. But I'm just being specific for e.t.c. e.t.c, I think we deserve a call up.
I think the question would be then, out of the players picked, who would sit back for e.t.c? Because in that position, which he would fall under, would be the forwards, right? Where you've got Mayambela, Zwane. I'm just going to read all of them. Kodisang, Etau, and of course the more advanced up front, Lepasa, Foster, Mutiba, Saling. Those are the forwards, all the forwards. You'd have to then say one of them must sit out.
I think now mentioning it's a good point because of I think I'm a competitor now Saling, but Saling performance currently it's very good, man. And
so then are we agreeing then that Arangeni, if that's the choice?
No, Arangeni. I want to 100%.
No, Njabulo.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much.
About e.t.c on his own personal capacity, not Hugo Chiefs, because
no,
I think
100%.
he's doing great.
No, thank you so much, Donadoni. Let's go to Wanda. Wanda's out at Tegwini. Wanda.
Hey, Baba, Wamba, I'm
no, kumnandi man. Nice squad. Go back.
Hola. Saludong ikhethi madaro Hugo Bruce. Ngesikhathi iqala ndoda efika la ekhaya and the complain, but now mina ngiyabona manje ukuthi madaro ibambe kahle isikwati sakhe sihle kamnandi kuzwela nkatha angikhali ngalutho ndoda.
Oh, thank you Ngiyabonga. One day out to Durban. Yeah.
And then Njabulo Blom. Next time, man, I'm doing a squatting in that.
Makaqinis, makafasi khokho.
I'm doing a squatting. Then congratulate to Smith, Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
Lingeni ibhodlela ndoda lifikile umuntu ongakuthi ibhodlela lifikile ibhodlela ngiyabonga Hugo Bruce.
Thank you. One day out to Durban. Last one. Lisibe.
Hey, Mzilika, how are you?
Hey man, always good man. Lisibe, talk to me.
Sure. You know what? Now I always agreed with Hugo Bruce.
You have?
Yeah, I've always done that because he has called a spade a spade. But when it comes to this selection, to be honest with you, like the interview just had with Njabulo, it's contrary to what Njabulo is saying, who has been playing, says he has been playing. But then...
But hold on. Jabulani says I've been playing. I missed this match because of suspension. I missed this match because of injury. I missed these 2 matches because I was injured. All in all, he's missed 7 games in what is it, in 22. So it depends on what you think inconsistency is.
Yeah, again, it could be here, there, or another.
Yeah.
But then, Andile, to be honest with you, for me, like I'll question only one or 2 selections, even though we will all not be happy. But he has chosen his players. But mind you, this is the same coach that was neglecting to select Zwane. He only called him because of public pressure.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Cecilia.
This is Gabby. Tonight's show was very informative. Thank you. We love Sports Night Amplified with Andile.
Oh, wow. That's my daughter. Timmy, you got me on that one. She listens to the show every evening when she can, whilst either eating or getting her homework done. Timmy, you got me on that one. Tomorrow, a big one, Throwback Thursday. Can't wait for it. It's a carry-on from last week. I got to go. Sport at 10 this evening. Don't miss it. Timmy, Pela, Ngantsomi.